Hey, it's Monday, day night at 8 p.m., which means it's time for another episode of FM Rager. Woo! I'm your host, Connor Clifton, joined as always by my lovely co-host, Ned Gale.
Stop. Thank you so much.
Ned, how the heck are you?
Man, I'm doing fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's
How
great.
come?
It's a Monday.
Why are you doing so well on a Monday?
I don't know.
What's your secret?
Actually, it was a bad start. I rode my bike to Candace's last night while the weather, God, it was so hard to say that word. Well, the weather was real summer-like. It felt great. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to ride home in the morning rather than ride home at night and have myself a nice little morning bike ride. And I woke up this morning, raining, windy, horrible outside.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's
so
terrible.
I had to take her car.
How'd you get to work?
I took her to work and then just took her car. It all worked out.
That's great.
It was good. And then, decent work day. So...
Okay.
That's why I'm good. That's my secret.
Well, how was your freaking weekend?
It was good. Went to the Houston Rodeo and Livestock Show. Saw my man Brad Paisley.
Oh, my goodness. Did he play online?
He did not play online. If you're listening at home, please look up the online video for Brad Paisley. Fantastic peek into 2002, maybe 2000. It's got a lot of Matrix references, so it's hard to say.
That was wasn't Matrix 2000?
Matrix is 1999.
Yeah. So let's see. Brad Paisley
online. Search Brad Paisley's in my area if you can.
2007.
Okay.
Anonymous had just tackled the Church of Scientology. So maybe Brad Paisley is a Scientologist based on these lyrics, which I'll read a few of them right now. I work down at the Pizza Hut, and I drive an old Hyundai. I still live with my mom and dad. I'm 5'3" and overweight. I'm a sci-fi fanatic, mild asthmatic, never been to second base, but there's a whole nother me that you need to see. Go check out MySpace.
Now, mind you, this version of Brad Paisley is played by Jason Alexander.
Whose father is played by William Shatner, and the mom is played by... the actress of Estelle Costanza on Seinfeld.
What's her name?
And her name was Estelle Harris. Let's see.
Point being, great music video. Brad Paisley did not play that song. He did, however, play Purple Rain at the end of one of the songs. And before I could say, what the fuck, the Van Halen pattern appeared on the screen. And his drummer just started busting into Hot for Teacher. Very sick. The man can play. He did full two-hand tapping, walking through the audience and shit. Like, it was cool. I don't give a shit about Brad Paisley, but wow, what a performer. What a great guy.
Reading these lyrics, he really hates people who are online. Let's see. I get home, I kiss my mom, she fixes me a snack, and I head down to my basement bedroom and fire up my Mac. In real life, the only time I've ever even been to L.A. was when I got the chance with the marching band to play tuba in the Rose Parade. What a classist dickhead.
Decimated.
You've never even been to L.A. Good. L.A. sucks. And our guest today can tell you a whole lot more about that. But before we get into that, we did one other thing this weekend. We hosted a party for... friend of the show, Cody Edgar, for his 30th. We had a pretty cool...
Cody 3OD.
Can we show the gift that you got him?
Oh, yeah. Let me pull it up.
All right. So, yeah, Cody, Cody came to me on hands and knees asking if we could host his 30th birthday party. And I will not lie, it took me some convincing, but we finally did it. And then Ned got him this cardboard cutout.
This is not your guest for today.
No, absolutely not. Let's see. Sunday Sleep, LA.
What do you think, Cody? I think it's pretty cool. Nah, I'm playing. It's a camera trick.
Jeez. Sunday Sleep, LA is just Austin, but Western. You mean Western?
No, like Wester than us. More
West.
Well, we can debate that a little bit with our guest. I'd love to hear their input on that. What's up?
I'm disconnected from the chat.
Oh, man. And here, I thought you were just disconnected from our audience.
Hang on. Let me see this. I might be. So, Twitch updated on my Chromebook. Yeah, I can't even send fucking messages. All right, I'm going to have to...
What do you want me to send?
Something funny.
Okay.
But say I came up with it.
Something funny by Connor Clifton. Wait, do you want your last name on here? Should I not say that?
Yeah, don't dox me. Resident of... I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm joking. All right.
Other than that, yeah, we threw a rager. It was great. Connor was in bed by like 11.
I went to bed at 11:45. Cody had a special playlist that he wanted everyone to dance to. Mm-hmm. And as soon as it started, I took that as my cue that, everybody ran to the living room. So I ran to the thermostat. I turned the heat on because my room was cold, and then I got into bed.
No wonder it's so fucking hot in the house.
I put on got people out. I put on my eye mask and Jellyfish TV, and I passed the fuck out.
What's Jellyfish TV?
Jellyfish TV is a 3-hour to 8-hour compilation of just jellyfish in the ocean with soothing sounds. And to fall asleep, I put that on, and I turned my backlight on my television off. I put the sleep timer on, and I passed the fuck out.
That's nice.
Yeah. There's a new
Soothing
one.
sounds of jellyfishes running into each other.
There's no
Move
sound.
it, fucker!
There's no sound of the jellyfish. I thought there would be. But there's a new compilation called Crawfish TV and Shrimp TV, and I think
That sounds wet.
I think I'm gonna try that tonight,
Give it a
or maybe
shot.
this weekend while I'm in New Orleans. We'll see. Yeah, I'm having some issues connecting to our chat here, and I don't know if that's just us or Twitch.
No, we're rolling over here.
We're doing all right. We're not having any dips or anything.
Chugging along, and hey, folks, if you see something weird going on over there, why don't you message us in or even call in? Phone lines are going to be open.
That's right. We have phone lines open today for our guest. Okay, things are starting to pick up back here on my laptop. So yeah, we're going to be taking calls tonight because your guest today has all kinds of really cool things that we can all talk about, and we'll be taking suggestions. This guy's got an encyclopedic knowledge of celebs, and so we hope that you call in with different celebs that you want to hear about. With that, should we start moving along and getting our guest on here?
Yeah, our theme song's almost over, so this might be the best time.
All right. Your guest today is the first time guest on this show, but if you've been watching Ned and I's comedy careers from the beginning, then he is no stranger to you. You've seen him do Neo-Benchies here in Houston. You've seen him do a few Micro Satan shows as insert Star Wars-related character here. You've also have seen him at Grown Up Storytime, and, if you're a cool guy worth your salt, you've definitely seen him around the bars. He's been gone, now he's back. Please give a warm welcome to Houston's hometown hero, Grant Carr. Hey, Grant, thanks for coming on to the show.
What an entrance.
First time listener, first time guest. No offense, guys.
No,
Yeah, how was
none
the
taken.
intro? It was very menacing having you watch us from the couch.
I feel like this Brad Paisley thing, I have to comment on that. I think we all owe Chris Gaines an apology for giving him so much shit.
Chris Gaines.
He's a bad dude, though.
I think Garth Brooks is a legend, and Chris Gaines, he's just having fun, and this Brad Paisley, that song sounds awful.
It does. Maybe
yeah, there we go. You're a pro.
And
You
also,
can do this.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just say that, playing the tuba in the Rose Bowl parade is an accomplishment.
It is an accomplishment.
It's incredible. Yeah.
That's huge. The music video of this, we can't play it, unfortunately, or else we'll get dinged by the DMCA.
Maybe we'll play at the very end.
All right.
Just
Yeah,
let
why
it
not? Yeah, you know what? That's what we'll do. Stay tuned for the end of the show. We're going to play the music video. Fuck it. Why not?
If you just put some filters and crunchy fry it
I
or
think
whatever.
if I make it really small.
I don't know.
Yeah, just distort the videos. What's up with sound?
Sound wacky?
No, I just said that's what. Never mind.
Is that what the chat said? Or what?
No,
What do
that's
you
what
mean?
I
What do you
said.
mean?
I said, "What's up with sound?"
He wrote that joke and was like, I'm going to get that into the show. It did not work. Timing is everything, Connor.
What's the deal
Let's
with
see.
sound?
Play
Can
it.
anyone hear me?
Play it without sound. We cannot do that. We must play it with. Actually,
We probably could play without
You
sound.
know
Oh, wait,
what?
you know what? My window capture's not working. We can't play it at all.
no, we can't.
Just look it up.
Yeah.
Not now. Look it up after
at
the
the
show.
end of the show, we'll post a link in the chat to it.
Wait for my plug.
Yeah.
That'll be it.
Just have everyone just pull it up in a separate window and then just simultaneously just hit play, and we all just sit in silence for 3.5 minutes,
Ooh.
I like that.
and then comment on it.
We'll
Let's
put the
see.
flip the image horizontally. That's how
That's-
me and the homies used to watch bootleg Buffy.
I
That's
believe
some
you
good
mean
television.
Yifub. The Arip Mav Rails. I can't read that one backwards as easily as Buffy. That was a little too hard. There's too many letters in Vampire Slayer. Grant, so welcome to the show. Since you've never watched it, proudly, as you kept telling us before the show, we do ask all of our guests a few party questions. So we'll ask you a few personal party questions up top. And then, as we understand it, you have some LA party stories that you can share with us.
Well, there were work related stories.
Work related.
Yeah.
Can you be discussing these?
Well, here's the thing. I don't live there and I don't work there right now, so I don't remember signing. Well, there were some NDAs signed, but I think we're past that. So.
Oh yeah, it sounds like you and I have similar stances on NDAs, which is come at me.
Yeah. So, something about the threat, you won't work in this town ever again, is probably not as threatening right now since you're not in the town.
I had one person tell me that.
Really?
And then the next, then tried to get me blacklisted from a certain giant media company. Then the next 4 jobs were with that company. So it tells me that what people say and what they have power to do are two different things.
I had a guy who ran a skate park in Clear Lake tell me I was ruined when I was 16. He said it about 9 times. He said, "You're ruined. You're absolutely ruined. You'll never play in this town again." And you know what? Still am. So nice try, buddies.
Yeah.
Can't keep.
And this
me
was in
or
Clear
going
Lake?
down. This is in Clear Lake at
When was the
Grindhouse
last
Skate Park.
When was the last gig you had there?
Last gig in fuck.
Yeah, it sounds like that. You are dead.
I gotta book my ska band back at Coffee Oasis.
Now, Grant, we ask all of our guests, do you remember the first party that you ever attended? This could be one that you threw. This could be one that was for you. This could be anything.
Like adult party or just like a
No.
birthday party as a child? I don't know. It's the brain is an interesting organ. Like you look at old photos and you think you remember things, but you probably don't really. You just remember the photo and
I
stories like
remember.
that.
I remember how all the people in the photo wronged me, like very vividly.
Yeah.
But I understand, like, why was this taken? Where were we? What were we doing? So, okay, let's move forward a little bit. Well, how about the first one you remember then? Maybe
Well,
you're an adult.
I have vivid memories of a birthday party at a cousin's house, and the whole there's just chaos surrounding like the cake and just gathering everyone around to sing the song. Like in classic fashion, no one is interested in singing the song. No one wants to sing it. No one wants it sung to them. I think this is like 80s, so there's just like disposable cameras and they're not working, winding, and it's like look over here, everyone's looking everywhere, and Ninja Turtles were involved. I don't.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I mean, eventually you get.
Did you get the cake? Like, were you able to get the cake eventually?
Yeah, I mean, eventually you
Fuck
get a piece of cake, but
Fuck yeah. Dude. Now, it's 2022.
Mm-hmm.
We're in year 3 of a pandemic that has no end in sight. Everyone's party styles have changed, not just leading up to the pandemic, but
Interesting you say that because Brad Paisley seemed to have a much different idea of where the pandemic was. He said we were done.
Huh.
He didn't.
Oh, okay. The pandemic is over.
He
This is
definitely
online.
insinuated. No, man, he was making weird Ukraine references during his songs.
He rewrote the lyrics to online. That's why he didn't recognize it. He
He
rewrote
rewrote
it
the
to be
lyrics-
about COVID cucks.
He rewrote one of the lyrics where it was like, there's an American flag behind the bar, and he's like, there's a Ukraine flag behind the bar. And I
Oh,
was
what
like,
a cocksucker.
What the fuck is going
That
on?
sucks. Fuck off. So,
I
what?
I thought he just sold Countrywide Mortgages or whatever the hell. Like, what commercial was he on?
Yeah, that was it. No, Nationwide. He's like, Nationwide is on your side. Like, he tried to do like a country version too. At least I believe that was Brad
I
Paisley.
think so. Can we get a pays check on that from the audience?
Yeah, I don't want to look it up. Y'all
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah.
All those pays heads out here. I'm surprised there's just not blowing up your chat, correcting you on every fact.
Yeah.
Nah, just a lot of Buffy fans. All right. So, Grant, how about right now? What is your preferred party style? How do you like to party right now?
It's like a chill hang, you know, like
yeah.
like a backyard hang. I think is good.
Yeah.
We've been, we moved here like in April, middle pandemic. Worked on the yard a little bit. We have a fire pit, barbecue pit.
Ooh,
We
that's
had
fun, too.
we had a party last weekend too. Connor was at briefly.
Oh, yeah. I had a hot dog.
I mean,
Ooh.
Connor's a 2-party-a-day kind of guy.
Talking
so
about this hot dog. Hey, I was with Brad before it, so I was rocking hard too.
I'm glad I'm not going to be the only one name dropping tonight.
What about Brad
Oh.
Paisley?
You talking about BP?
Yeah.
My boy.
Y'all got Nationwide? Y'all on Nationwide? Yeah, I went to Grant's house. I had a hot dog. Was enjoying it. There were a lot of very cute kids running around. And then I looked at the clock and was like, I gotta go. I had to come here and prepare for the party I was throwing. And had I known that the party was still going, I probably would have left this one and just went back to yours.
Well, we did have the second wave of the party. Some more people, came in. Once we got my 4-year-old son to bed, that's when we fire up that campfire.
Like, hey, dude, is your brat kid asleep yet?
Yeah.
Dude,
And
I love a party with like multiple waves where like things die down and then someone shows up with like a new pack of beer and you're like, what?
well, we had our surprise party guest was a baby raccoon, which was like living in the wall of our house. And so we pulled a board back and rescued it. And this is all like just like alcohol fueled, like shouldn't be doing. But I don't know if you've ever seen a baby raccoon, but
Adorable. Absolutely
the cutest
adorable.
thing their tail is like this long. It's like striped.
Got little hands. Yeah.
That's what because of the hand was like reaching out
Oh.
of the house. We're like, well, we obviously have to save its life.
Yeah, for sure.
And then so for the next like 40 minutes or so, like, everyone's just like holding it and petting it and all this. And then, and well, not everyone. Some people were just like, no, not doing that.
I would have been
I'm
with
probably in the nope column.
Yeah. And it wasn't until like the next day that we're like, oh, we could all have rabies. But we're pretty sure we don't have rabies.
Yeah, you just have mange.
But so kids, don't play with raccoons unless they're really cute.
Yeah, they're cute. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What else are you gonna do?
So, all right. That's how you party nowadays. You rescue baby raccoons. Welcome back to Houston. This is how we do it. H-Time, hold it down. What about in L.A.? Give us some of those L.A. party stories. What's cool? What's happening? And by the way, if you want to hear some celebrity gossip, our phone lines are open. Call in. Name the celeb. Grant's got the goss.
Yeah, well, and then the game will be, is that a real story or is it a fake story?
Ooh.
Everything in LA is real, baby.
Yeah.
We do have someone in our chat with a cool LA story, and they can call in and tell that later on if they feel like it.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, there wasn't like there was some like partying, I guess, hanging out. Some friends of mine knew a lot of like the LA comedians, and so you would just be like hanging out and.
Do LA people have a different party style than like Houston people? What
Are you asking if there's cocaine at the party?
Well, I didn't ask for that specifically.
Yeah, Houston doesn't
Sometime.
have cocaine.
Yeah, you couldn't.
I've
find that
never
at
seen it at
Grand
Grand Prize
or Poison
Cherry
Girl
Bar.
or Cherry Bar.
Or the Davenport bathroom.
A port town with a drug problem.
Right.
What?
No, yeah, it's you do get desensitized, like because I don't want to give the impression that I was any sort of a Hollywood big shot. I was a production assistant, driving production trucks, and just working commercials, some TV Comedy Central shows. So
Driving them down Rodeo Drive, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the most humbling thing is like you're the lowest paid person on the crew, but you're driving a truck that sometimes has like $2 million worth of equipment in it.
Oh God.
And you're just like, well, I guess this is fine.
I guess they trust me.
Yeah. we would always have fantasies of just like, particularly like when I'm driving the camera truck and you go pick up all this like these like Panavision cameras and lenses that are $400,000 a piece, and you're just like, we're only a couple miles away from Mexico. We could get this truck, drive to Mexico, and be murdered while they steal this stuff from us. And then you're like, all right, we'll just go to work.
They're just like, we just killed some guys from Vice Media. We stole all their stuff.
They just killed some guys from Vice, and they're like, we only have audio equipment, but you have camera equipment.
Right.
We got to kill you, too.
No, to your party question, I mean, we went to some parties. They were fun. It's just like any other party. Just there would just be like a random person who'd be like, hey, I know that guy from a show.
Well, drop some
Drop some
names. Come
names.
on, man.
Well, out of respect, I don't want to drop the names of the people at the party. But like mostly, so like most of, like as I said, like most of the, I'll tell a funny story. Do you want to hear Madonna, Sia, or Katy Perry?
Folks, let's blow up that chat. Who do we
Yeah.
want to hear about?
Yeah, the first one to name a celeb out of the three that we just mentioned: Madonna, Sia, or Katy Perry.
People are tuning in or chiming in about cocaine. We're hearing a green room at Secret Group, and I found a bag of cocaine on the toilet at Swan Dive.
Hey, it's Sunday Sleep. The secret group has been cracking down on that stuff.
Yes, they now have crack.
All right, Sia is the one that everyone wants to hear about. So give us that Sia story.
This is just like, it's just funny because when you're on set, I don't know if you've ever worked on a professional Hollywood production, but
Well, not Hollywood.
there's this thing called craft services, which to me is insane. Like, and people get so like protective about it and angry if it's not good. The bigger celebrities will like request specific things, and it's like this wealth of snacks just out.
Like, what do you mean? Like cheese nips instead of Cheez-Its?
Oh, well,
What are they requesting?
we'll say okay.
Not so granular.
So depending on the budget of, you can always tell the budget of the production by
Yeah.
like how well stocked the craft services table
I
is.
can tell you the budget of our company, not high. it's always like
Well,
crackers.
I'll tell you this: when I arrived here, I was offered Lone Star, Miller Lite, and what was the third one?
There were four of them.
Oh, okay, there was
Shiner Strawberry Blonde, Lawnmower
Oh, you
Ale
mean
from
our-
St.
yeah,
Arnold,
okay.
Miller Lite, and Lone Star.
all right.
But
there
we're-
And water.
But we're forcing you to take the Trulies.
But so we're on this is the we're shooting the videos for her Coachella show. I don't remember the exact years, 4 or 5 years ago. She's directing it. She's doing, starring everything. Phenomenal, like talent. Like knew everything. It was like very impressive to see. Like she knew all the ins and outs of like was like working the lighting board and talking to the guy like about programming the different light triggers. Like full knowledge, not just like not just like a vanity. I'm the director. Like truly like newer shit. And so like, but back to the craft services, the more important part of the story. This table has like a full charcuterie, like cheeses and meats and like a whole buffet of like candy, gummy worms, everything. My first month in LA, I'm pretty sure I gained about literally 25 pounds from craft services and like catering, which is the other like beautiful thing of just like 2 or 3 meals a day where you go in, they're like, you want chicken, fish or beef, and you're like, let's do an around the world. And an around the world is what you do to gain 25 pounds in LA.
Old Noah's Ark.
Yeah, when you're behind the camera, you just get that around the world every day because you're struggling to pay your absorbent rent, and if you can get a free meal, you gotta pack on those LBs. you know?
Yeah.
So we're on set, and I'm leaning over. This is kind of early in me being there, so I haven't learned to be cool about it yet. So I'm just like, I'm standing there, just like looking at all the candy, and just I would get like a solo. My move would be because like at any time they could be like, oh, we need you on a lockup, which means like we need you to like stand by this door for 3 hours and make sure no one opens it while they're filming. So I go in and I'm filling my cup with candy and my little trail mix of pure sugar, and the cup was full, but then I saw gummy worms and I was like, oh, you gotta You got to get
Can't skip
gummy
out on the
worms.
gummy
But I didn't have
worms.
room. I didn't have room for them because I also had to like have my can of Coke, which I think is the Cokes that got me all the pounds more than anything. But so then all of a sudden I'm standing there, filling a cup, I just start shoving like gummy worms in my mouth, and then I'm just covering, and then I just hear, excuse me, and like I turn around and Sia's just standing there. She goes, "Oh, the gummy worms?" I was like, "Oh yeah, these are my favorite." And this is how I meet most celebrities: is me hovering around the craft services table with like a mouthful of candy, just like mumbling at them.
Just mouthful of jawbreakers.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's the LA experience.
And that's the Sia story? That she just saw you with a bunch of worms in your mouth?
Yeah.
Love it. Only in Hollywood, baby. The city where dreams are born.
I mean, what else is she gonna do?
I don't know.
She could have taken one of the gummy worms out of your mouth and be like, I'll be taking this. I don't know. I don't even know where to go with that story.
It would be great if like that moment like somehow like inspired her, and like the next album there was a song about
Mouthful of gummies.
mouthful of gummy worms or something. But she's a much better artist than that, I think.
All right. So did we only get one of the three, or does that mean we now move on to Madonna or Katy Perry? Or are people going to start calling in and naming celebs they want to hear stories about? Because I know some of the celebs that you've encountered in some of the projects you've worked on.
I'll say this: the difference between there's a lot of similarities between Los Angeles and Houston.
Okay.
And I think my joke I would always say, and this isn't a funny joke, so you don't have to laugh at it, but it's like they're both cities that take about 3 hours to go from one edge to the other.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is the view. It's traffic with the view in LA. So like when you're stuck in LA in traffic, there's just like beautiful mountain vistas and like palm trees and sunrises. Versus like Houston is just so flat.
Yeah.
You can just it's almost more depressing to be in traffic because it's like if you're going like 45 south, you can just see for like you reach a crest and you just see a straight line for just miles of red lights,
Endless cars and lights.
It's
Yeah.
like, well,
There's really
this is my life.
There's really only like as there's one spot on every highway either way that like the view is great, and it's like right when you can see downtown.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, wow, the city I love. And then you get past, you're like, oh, now I gotta go to fucking
Get the
Baytown.
fuck out of the way, piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about your jellyfish cam. What I do to go to sleep is I just turn on the TrendStar cameras, and I just like to just watch people just like the one by the Galleria.
Yeah.
Just watching. You're going like 10:30 at night. Why is there a traffic jam?
Chaos, man.
That's crazy.
Any time of day.
Yeah.
The gallery is closed, and that exit sucks.
But it like just knowing that you can just look on the camera and just see like hundreds of people that are hating their life, and you're just like laying in bed going like, "Hey, that's not me." It's the little things in life.
I'm gonna try that tonight.
Oh yeah, it's pretty
Look
good.
for some traffic cams around the world.
And I know it's cliche, but it usually syncs up to Dark Side of the Moon. Some of the songs you're like, that's not really matching, but it's still
carrying
pretty good.
around a fucking cassette recorder, just trying it with everything.
Right.
Like, I don't know, dude. This McDonald's kind of syncs up with Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Madonna story then.
Oh, this is one I wish it had gone a little bit differently, but we're shooting at like an must have been instantly forgettable music video that was just like, and Madonna is great, right? Talent, decades long career, but this was like a few years ago, and we're there, and the game I was trying to play on this set, this is like a 3 or 4 day shoot, is they were being very secretive about like who the talent was or whatever. Like they weren't putting on signs, or like there was like on the radio there was like code signal, all this, because so that people wouldn't know, and because they're gonna like mob her or whatever.
You didn't look at the wardrobe and just see like triangles.
Well, I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this game. I was like, I want to see how far I can go without knowing who it is.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So I got into like the dinner of the second day before someone finally like slipped and they're like, oh, it's Madonna. I was trying not to know.
So fucking close.
Yeah. And so then
Well,
later
Madonna's here. Who's wearing this bloody Pope costume?
right. Well, this is like the music video. I'm sure you haven't seen it, but there's like, I guess in the video there's like a nightclub shooting or something, and then like another scene where like we're at a church and there's like caskets going down the church thing as all. It's just like try hard, like shock sensational.
Madonna?
I don't know what the point of it is, but.
And you're sure you're not just describing the online Brad Paisley music video, right?
It could have been. It could have been. But so they're shooting this scene like of the crowd outside of the Globe Theater or whatever. I don't even remember the name of the venue, but it's like the scene is basically crowd of people. Madonna like pulls up in like a Lincoln Continental, which you probably recognize if I know you're a big Entourage fan. It's the scene in the intro of Entourage.
Yeah, so I get really excited. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to see Turtle, Johnny Drama. Ari's going to get out of there.
But then it just pulls up. You're like, Madonna. God damn. And so like they're setting up for that. And my job is to, like lock up the street and just make sure that like the extras don't walk into the street and get run over because it's still like a semi-active street.
Yeah.
Like they have cops locking it up, but they can't like hold traffic forever. So occasionally they have to like let the cars drive through. But Madonna is like just like feeding off the crowd of people who I'm quite convinced like maybe some of them were really excited to see that it was Madonna because they didn't know like when they were hired for it. They were just like going to be excited in the crowd, people. But like because they were all told to be all excited about Madonna, they were all acting all excited about it. So Madonna's like, this is a great moment to like be cool and like spontaneous. So in the most spontaneous way, she like there's like the driver of the car, and then there's like who moves it, and then this is some inside baseball Hollywood stuff, and then there's like the actor who's like driving the car, right? So there's normally like a transpo guy who drives it to and from set, and then the actor who drives it the 20 feet or whatever onto the camera set. But Madonna decides that she's going to just like hop out of the back seat and she's going to drive the car. And I'm standing in the street.
What?
She hops in, and you can see the look on both the driver's face of the actor driver, and then the transfer guy who's like at this point like standing on the sidewalk, and he's going, no, like doing this, like no, and then she just like jumps in, like immediately like gasses the car, and like is coming like right at me, and I jump out of the way onto the curb, and then she like swerves into the street, slams on the brakes, and is just like laughing the whole time, and my first thought was like, I should have just gotten hit by the car.
You should have let that hit you
I
for sure.
At least let it run over my foot or something.
Oof, yeah.
We always talked about the Galleria. You know how there's like a part where it like kind of goes over the street. There's like a little bridge. That crosswalk, no one stops at the light there. They're just like constantly going, and it's all like fucking Bentleys, Mercedes driving through there. So every time we cross that crosswalk when we worked over there, we're just like, I swear to God, never gonna stop. If that light turns red and someone's about to hit me, I'm gonna let it happen. That's my ticket out of this job.
I mean, as long as you're not at fault in the wreck, like that
it would always be like a red light when you're walking.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're good. And it almost, Joel got so close.
Yeah.
He got this close to him, and he's like, jumped out of the way, and we're like, oh.
Hearing the story, it makes me think that maybe she drove that way because she was like, I'm sorry, I thought this was the passenger seat. I live in London now.
Yeah.
And she's like, what is this?
I don't think she was doing her British accent at the time, but it might have just been like off cameras when I was besides almost getting run over by her.
Did you happen to see her most recent music video where she gives the middle finger to Vladimir Putin?
No, I absolutely have not seen any of her recent music videos. I haven't even seen the one that I worked on.
It's crazy.
I assume it came
Putin's
out.
been really upset about it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure it's like that's what's keeping Putin up at night.
That's why he's being so aggressive. He's like, I hate this video so much. I'll show the world what I'm capable of.
I feel like the Arnold Schwarzenegger video might have hurt him a little bit. But to have Madonna put a middle finger, I mean, there's no more effective way to combat
Absolutely
fascism.
visceral.
Yeah, he's like, Arnold was one thing, but now I'm the laughing stock of the pop world. I can't do this.
The teens are calling me posh or not posh. I don't know.
What are they? They're calling him Daddy Vladdy or Vladdy Daddy on Russian TikTok right now.
I imagine that Putin probably immediately went home and got his like 12-year-old iPod and just deleted all the Madonna off of it. Well, is he a boomer?
Putin?
Yeah.
I think he is a boomer.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he probably had to have someone help him delete those files off of the iPod.
off his black and red U2
Yeah.
iPod.
And then he hits the poem and he just like
Right.
breaks the iPod. Product red is nothing now.
Yeah, they were told the product red was for something else, for sure. He was given that as a gift, and they were like, "Don't tell him it's about AIDS."
Yeah. Just only tell him that it comes pre-installed with every U2 song, including the album How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb.
Right.
What a joke. I'm reading a book right now, and they specifically talk about Bono's Product Red and how he said, this is going to be, he's like, philanthropy is just like outdated and it's stuffy. This is hip hop. This is rock and roll. This is like, commerce is cool again. Like, all right. Cool, man.
Damn, he brought commerce back. That's awesome.
What a joke of a guy. All right. Moving on to the final story. Unless there's more to the Madonna story.
I mean, I'm sorry these stories are so anticlimactic, but I think that's just the truth of what.
That's LA, baby.
You know, like people think like oh, LA is this great place, like, and it is really great. Like there's like, you know, before the dark times, like the theaters are great there. Like you're just next to, you know, being in Southern California, you're so close to like so many national parks.
Yeah.
I mean, Galveston is great, but the beaches in
But
LA,
what?
the beaches in LA. I mean, you can see your foot when you're standing in a foot of water. Which is pretty fucking cool. I don't know if you've ever been at a beach where you could see your foot underwater. It's awesome.
There's a section of Galveston where you can do that.
Yeah, it's
It's
at
like
the aquarium restaurant.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, so most there's like this false perception of that everything is like glitz and glamour, but the truth is it's also a very shitty city.
Yeah.
But,
Imagine. Did you? This might be too grim of a question, but like, how many people did you see, or even personally know, the city just like chewed them up and spit them out? Like, how many people did you see like get fucked over by that city instead of like their own?
I mean, like personally, like I don't know. There was a lot of people that, you know, they go out there that, you know, they try and get their big break or whatever, and like I don't know how people can do it as an individual, like, but I do know that like I was fortunate that I had you know, when I went there, I had a wife who had like a regular job working at a university, so like we had like this regular paycheck that we could count on, and then all the work that I did was just kind of like just on top of that.
Yeah.
But if you're going there and you don't have like already like some bit of savings that you're gonna probably immediately burn through, like, or even people like working regular retail jobs or like a, you know, fast food or waiting or something at a restaurant that's not like a high dollar restaurant, I don't know how people survived. And I think a lot of like the way they did is, this is like downer conversation, you started it, but it's like there'd be
Whatever.
like there are some of the people I work with, like, you know, mostly like younger guys, because I kind of moved there a little bit older. If I'd have done my life differently, like going straight there like as early 20s, like is probably the way to do it, where you can just like suffer through you know, the rough, you know, the starvation and being poor.
Yeah, I don't know
and
how
all
Yeah.
to rough it these days.
Where you're all right eating just a sleeve of crackers for a meal.
Yeah, but believe me, it was nice to have like a loving family to go home to, and at the end of the day, and like on your off days, like you have that, because it can be a lonely place, and it's I mean I'm sure it's like Houston or any other big city, it's like it can be brutal, and it was rough, but like once I got into like the right circles, you work a couple jobs, and I'm pretty good at what I do, and I'm a good worker, and I'm not an idiot. Like it got to a point like there was plenty of work, and like once you start working, there's plenty of work.
Okay. So
And like the money is pretty good. It's like even being the low man on the totem pole, you can have a good career doing that.
So it really just sounds like the hardest part is getting that first gig, or getting in your foot in the door there.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, hey, to all you out there who want to abandon Houston, I mean, I know you're all local.
Yeah, I just recommend knowing someone who has a job,
Gotcha.
and then they'll get you a job.
Gotcha.
Everyone is so critical of nepotism, but I'm pretty sure that every
Not
job,
in production, they aren't.
well, like even outside of production, but like every job I've ever had has been because a friend is like, oh, you can work here, I'll recommend you, or you should, or a family member calling to get your job. And I don't know. I think the only thing bad about nepotism is if you suck at your job.
Yeah. Once
I
the
think
nepotism hires a weenie.
Yeah, getting the job, there's no, that's how you get jobs. But
Yeah.
just do a good job.
Yeah. I think it's not getting fired because of nepotism.
Oh, yeah,
That's the issue.
Yeah,
it's when little Ding Dong Jr. is just like fucking up on the job every day, and they're like, well, he's family.
Yeah,
let's let him.
His dad is Ding Dong Senior.
Yeah.
We can't do anything about it.
We work for Ding Dong Industries.
Yeah, he's like, hey, who's talking about my son?
I got ding dongs right up here on the building.
All right, you have one more celebrity story with
Well, yeah, I'll tell one more.
no one's calling in, which is fucked up.
I was hoping to have some fun. What's that say?
8 viewers.
8 non-callers. Yes.
If I Was Your Mom poem didn't move him, nothing will. In reference to Vladimir Putin and that awful poem, Vladimir Putin, If I Was Your Mother, which, boy howdy, did I hate that poem.
Did Putin's mom comment on that, or
Nah, she did.
what'd she say?
She's just dead. Oh wait, you mean what did the poem say, or what did Vladimir Putin's mom say?
The poem is what killed her.
Yeah.
It absolutely
She was
wrecked
probably-
her. Yeah.
Just like, I can't believe, like, I try so hard.
Let's see.
I was doing the best I could. Soviet Russia was a hard place to raise a kid.
If I was your mother, Putin.
Oh wait, are we listening to it?
No, I
don't
just want
listen
to. I just want to
poem
read
again.
a few things. Not lyrics. I should just- Lines.
Yeah, go to genius.com and check out the breakdown for it.
Can I only get a video?
I have some of it tattooed on my ribs. Would that be just be easier?
Yeah.
Let's see. The worst part was I mean, there were some pretty bad takes, but the worst take was definitely John Cena saying, if I could somehow summon the powers of a real-life peacemaker, I think this would be a great time to do so. Peacemaker known for just showing up and shooting everyone that looks at him.
I think,
Kill them all like God sorted out.
I think if there's anything good that can come of that video is that I think Gal Gadot is a little bit off the hook for that. What was the song they sang at the beginning?
Imagine.
Of COVID?
Yeah.
Dear Putin, if I was...
Now, Sunday Sleep says, do you think Justin Bieber wrote the song Boyfriend about being Putin's boyfriend?
Yes. She was heavily mocked, but she really defended the hell out of it.
her poem?
Here we go. Dear President Vladimir Putin, I'm so sorry that I was not your mother. If I was your mother, you would have been so loved, held in the arms of joyous light, Never would this story's plight. The world unfurled before our eyes, a pure demise of nations sitting peaceful under a night sky. If I was your mother, the world would have been warm, so much laughter and joy, and nothing would harm. I can't imagine the stain, the soul-stealing pain that the little boy you must have seen and believed. It's really crazy to think, like, I know the Soviet Union collapsed, but if I just loved you enough, maybe your friends wouldn't have all killed themselves when everything
if I
went
gave
to
you
shit.
like a Minions Band-Aid on your little bruise.
Yeah. Make sure you use that for all of your bruises. These are rationed.
I think everyone just needs to set a reminder for 20 years to see like how her kids turn out.
You mean her fur babies?
Well, it would be hilarious if one of her dogs like ended up leading like a revolution and like forming like a dictatorial state.
Pure
somewhere.
like Planet of the Apes. Like this
Right.
dog leads all the other dogs to it. That'd be cool.
And everyone's like, you know, it's like, oh, everything he does is so inhumane. And we're like, that's because it's a fucking dog.
What'd you expect?
Yeah. Dogs don't have morals. I know people like to pretend they do, but they really don't.
Yeah.
All right. You want to get into that Katy Perry story?
All right, I'll tell the quick version.
Whoa, what is happening to the focus? This has never happened.
Oh, shit. Did I
It's getting wispy in here. Refocus.
do something wrong?
Nah, I think the camera just
Probably.
got going wacky. Come back? All right, well, keep telling your story. I'm going to fiddle with this camera for a second.
This is an old Hollywood trick. Whenever you get your aging stars, you just kind of start putting cheesecloth over the lens. It really helps de-age it. That sort of did something.
What is it doing? Here, I'm going to see if there's like some smudge on it or something.
I don't think so. I mean, it got your hand pretty well when you got close. Now it looks worse.
Well, fuck me. That's crazy. That's a bad thing to happen. Here, I'm going to unplug it. Why don't you tell that story while we're doing this? It's not going to stop the audio.
All right. Yeah, this is mostly an audio story anyway. So this is another. I do a lot of music. We did a lot of music videos, which is it's kind of fun. You get to see all these like very expensive mansions that you can never ever in your life imagine living in. But so we're shooting a music video this for Katy Perry, and I say we're shooting a music video. I mean, I was there moving chairs and tables and unloading equipment at this music video. But again, on one of my lockup positions, in the back hallway of this like multi-million-dollar house in the hills, which doesn't allow any drinks inside except for water. So there's like this row of just like miscellaneous unlabeled coffees sitting on the fence, and I wanted to sit on the fence, so I just went and threw them all in the garbage. and then Katy Perry comes out and she goes,
Oh, fuck that! Oh my god!
and I was just like, oh god. I was like, what's going on?
Do you need something, ma'am?
Someone took my coffee. And I was like, oh yeah, I think someone very heavily emphasized that someone just threw that in the garbage. And she goes, I need another one. And then just like stood there, and we stare back at each other, and she goes, stare back at her, and I go, yeah, there's craft services is over there. She goes, and then she went back in her green room.
That's awesome.
The story gets better. There's a
Yes, please.
Are you ready for the
I'm glad we went in this order of
I
stories.
just have to ask: was she doing a voice, or is that your Katy Perry impression? Was she doing like "I'm a pouty baby"?
Oh no,
or-
that seems like Katy Perry.
I'm not an impressionist, but that was 100% accurate of the impression.
Oh my god. Okay.
And so we're there. The night goes on. Someone else got her a coffee. If she would have asked, I would have made her a coffee, but I don't understand.
I got a kid at home. I'm not putting up with this shit.
What, do you want warm milk?
So as any good music video has, there's the fog machine portion of the evening, right?
Of course.
So
Yeah.
they call it in Hollywood. That's called atmosphere. Do you know that?
Oh, yeah.
So they had the atmosphere going. And,
We call it foggy shots down here in Houston.
We call it
in
what's-
London.
Hey, in London, Easton, ain't it?
Yeah. Crikey.
Someone turn on an Azer.
Yeah. The eyes are getting a bit misty, huh, mates? So they're this like the place is like filling up with smoke, and so of course, the smoke detectors just start going off like super loud siren. Everyone's like freaking out, and so they just like direct everyone's like, all right, just cover up the sensors or whatever, which I'm sure is not what the fire. If there was a fire marshal there, he would not be like, yeah, just cover them up. That's fine. That's the solution. So we were tasked with like getting trash bags and just going and just taping to cover the sensors just to stop the sirens. So I'm just like frantically like going up and down, the hallway, like looking, because this is a nice house, so there's like more than one in the kitchen, right? And so I come in, and like in the back, one of the back hallways, like is like a large storage closet was her green room, and so I come around the corner. The door, mind you, the door is open. I come around the corner, and she was just like standing topless, surrounded by like her whole staff of people. And then like I walk in, it's like, oh, excuse me, and then her assistant just goes, ugh. And I was like, close the fucking door. And that's it. So that's when I saw Katy Perry. And this might be the gossipy part. I can't confirm or deny this, but after I told,
Bring in the gossip, man.
I've been told that that's like a thing that she does, like just like sets up scenarios for people to like walk in on her.
This is somebody. She kind of got like Me Too, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Over something like that, where she just was like, a young man was like, "Yeah, Katy Perry totally sexually harassed me." Hang on, I'm gonna.
Are you saying there's money in this? If I
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, so it was on Teenage Dream. Damn it, I'm paywalled.
you don't.
Well, time to go to One America News. That's free.
Sunday Sleep says, we used to set off the fire alarm all the time at my high school because of the hazer. One time the fire department actually showed up and we're like, oh God, what happened?
Well,
oh no, what happened?
Yeah.
That's her saying it.
She had 2 sexual harassment claims filed against her, or brought up against her in 2019. In 2019, model Josh Kloss claimed that the singer, 35, pulled his trousers down and exposed his genitals at a party in 2012. And Tina Kandelaki, a Georgian TV host, later claimed that Perry had inappropriately touched her and tried to kiss her with her consent at an industry party. So, based on your story, yeah, I'd believe it, man. I mean, it's a good prank.
You got me. Yeah, hey, that's Hollywood. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Report someone for being inappropriate? Yeah, I like working. Thank you very much.
Damn. I mean, if you feel comfortable answering the question, like, how often did you see that kind of shit happening? People being like, yeah, it fucking sucks, but I'm low on the totem pole. I can't really do or say anything about this shit.
Honestly, I think I was very lucky. The worst, really the only truly bad experience I had was on like working on the PewDiePie show. That was just a total shit show disaster. But he is an awful person. Like I would have told you that before everything came out, whatever. But it's a story for another day. But
we got time.
Mostly, like that, and like again, I'm not one to gossip, but for the most part, everyone was like really cool, professional. If there was a problem, like there was like the channels to go through to like say, hey, this guy's being a dick. Like there was a producer who like fired one of the grips on site like just like for being inappropriate or saying some shit. And so I was like, yeah.
Good.
So we've got the 3 stories of celebrities being. I mean, Sia was very kind.
Oh
it
no,
sounds like.
she was really great. I think the biggest complaint on that set was because I believe she's a pescatarian, so there wasn't any beef at catering. And then people were, like all these like big burly like motorcycle grips were just like so pissed off that they had to eat fish.
Yeah, where's the beef?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, hey, where's the cow meat?
Yeah, they're like, what the hell? I'm working 14 hours a day and I gotta eat goddamn fish, and and then like, but the thing is like the fish that they're being served is literally, if you go to a restaurant, it would have been like $25-$30
Oh my
a
God.
plate, and you're just like, this is fucking delicious.
What is this?
Just eat fish.
Crusted salmon. What
Yeah.
the fuck is this? So we've heard these stories. Can you tell us about any celebrities that you've worked with that were like really upstanding and like very, very cool? You're like, wow, I loved working with this person.
No,
Wow.
all shit.
Well, I'll tell. I mean, just because, like I said, like because my good friend that like really helped me get established in LA. Like he works in comedy and like knows like all so many like big name comedians, and like just being able to like be around them and just kind of like listen to them like talk about process. One thing that is funny is like how often like they're always having to be on, and like if you're like telling a story, like they just be like, oh yeah, that's a good bit. It's like, no, I'm not. It's not a bit. Like I'm just telling you a story, and they're like, oh,
Dude,
yeah,
you got to hit the stage with that 5, man.
Yeah. But like most people like are very nice. I did a Comedy Central show. Like one of the first like shows I did was This Not Happening with Ari Shaffir.
Oh, fun.
And that was just such a great experience because like they filmed the whole season in like 2 weeks, but like you're doing like all these like the cinematic intros, so you get to like see like a lot of different like productions and like cool like stunt stuff, and but also just tons of people just like in and out. Like in one day there'd be like on set is like Kevin Smith, Drew Carey, Tommy Chong, like Ron White, Tom Green, just people just hanging out and back in the green room, just chilling.
All of which were at Cody's party on Saturday, by the way.
Well, thanks for the invite, Connor. I know I was having another party of my own, but
I was gonna, but Tom Green said, not that guy.
well, that I'm sorry to hear that our relationship is soured because I thought that we had a thing. But it was kind of like for This Not Happening when Tom Green was there, and like I could kind of tell like he was like a little nervous and just kind of like off by himself, and so I just kind of like went over and it's like, hey, how's it going? Just like chat him up, and so like very nice. Just we just talked about anything but like I wouldn't like, remember that time you drew the pussy on the car? That was really funny. Like just the one thing I learned is like if you want to have a conversation, just you don't need. They know what their resume is. Just be like, hey, like hey, how's it going? Whatever, and then just talk about what you would normally talk about. Just have like a real conversation. So like we're talking, and I let them kind of know like, hey, I think this is one of the later seasons, and I was saying, hey, this I know, because he was saying, I haven't done just like storytelling like this. It's like a different format. So I just explained to him like what the process is. Like you're gonna do this, set him up, like just to kind of calm him down, and it was just like really nice. And of course he goes on and he's a pro. He just like tells a great story and goes out, and then
He's like, and I'd like to thank my new buddy Grant
well my
for calming my nerves to tell the story.
My new buddy Graham.
My oral story.
my big Hollywood moment where I got to like show off to Sarah, my wife, is like at the after party for the show a couple weeks later. We're just kind of standing around like keeping to ourselves, as you do at a party with a bunch of people, like the CEO and president of Comedy Central and Viacom are all there, just hobnobbing and everything else. But so like again, like I see Tom, I call him Tom.
Okay.
He's like standing there, and Sarah kind of wanted to meet him, and I was like, we can go over there. And so I kind of like wave at him. He like waves, waves me over. And I was like, all right, we go over there. And then he remembered my name, and I was like, that's fucking awesome.
that's
Hey,
awesome.
Hey, Grant, how's it going?
Cool.
I mean, and then I called him like 20 times in a row the next day, and he didn't respond to any of them. So, I mean, I broke the rule. I know you're not supposed to like 2 text max without
Sending
a
him
reply.
photos of you, like, remember me?
Yeah.
This one.
Right.
Now that you're calm, can I tell you it was so funny you drew the pussy on it?
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. Is most people were pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Green seems like a very personable, nice guy. Like, I don't know.
I met. Go ahead.
It's just like his talk show and everything that he's like been doing for all these years. He always seems like the most like grounded of a lot of those comedians.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
We were just like doing like tech talk, like what kind of cameras you use in your home
Oh.
studio, and he's talking about like the software.
I learned a lot from that guy, like right at the beginning of pandemic when we were working on this show of just like how do you run like a quick little set. Like,
yeah, pretty much like before this show, I was like, hey, what you got going on over here, man? Like looking at your computer, the software you're using. So, but yeah, like that guy is an absolute legend. I mean, like kind of like invented the whole like live stream Twitch thing. Like
100%.
Like, the home studio, like really pioneered it, and
We owe Tom Green everything.
everything.
Every single thing.
he was cool.
He paved the way for a lot of weird alternative comedy and paved the way for a lot of weird Twitch stuff, too.
A lot of weird alternative comedy, and then got annoyed when people did it to him. It's like, that's not funny.
That's true. When I don't remember the guy's name, but when he took the chainsaw to his death, there was a moment of like, well, Tom, I mean, people expect this from you.
Right.
But, yeah, I would be pissed off, too.
Yeah.
Well, we're at 9:02. Should we go ahead and hit that final
Yeah,
song?
fuck it. Let's do it.
All right. Sorry about this, Grant.
I want a new plug. Tell us what's going on.
Tell us all the stuff you're doing after I sing this song.
Grant, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
No.
All right.
Do a whole fucking song and dance for
Ned,
nothing.
do you have anything you'd
No,
like to
I don't have anything to fucking
All
plug
right.
with the online video.
Hey.
No, this Saturday at River Revival. If you're going, you're going.
You know
if
what?
you're not, you're
I'm sorry.
not.
I have a Kickstarter for my legal fund to sue Katy Perry for sexual harassment.
I got 5 on that.
For that half second where I saw her breast, that I can only assume she meant for me to say
All
on
right.
purpose.
So if it's a Kickstarter instead of a GoFundMe, I got to ask, what are your reward tiers?
Well, the top level rewards for over $100 is I will very detailed describe what I saw.
Wow, a bunch
for-
of teenagers just started donating.
For $500 and up contributors, I will draw a crude drawing with my left hand. For $1,000, I'll use my right hand to draw it.
And for $5,000, you can legally represent Grant.
You will get a cut of these non-existent things for,
Great. And
That's it. No real plugs.
all right.
Swimwear department. First Thursday, actually, that'll be April 7th over at Mid-Main area. We'll be playing with Fresh Bros or some weird band name. I don't know. Come see Swimwear department. We got a brand new song
Wow.
that no one has heard yet. That's going to be April 7th, Mid-Main. Check it out.
You remember to plug the new songs, but you can't remember the little people opening up your
Okay,
show.
they're called The Fresh Bros. Jesus Christ.
Swimwear's changed.
Fucking
They
sellouts.
seem like neat guys.
I don't really have anything to plug, but if you happen to have an extra ticket to the Chapo Trap House show tomorrow night, I don't have access to my tickets, and I'd really appreciate one, so hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be in New Orleans this week, so if y'all have any recommendations, I will not be looking at, I think it's Nuku Music Festival. There's like a music festival lining up where Tyler, the Creator, is headlining.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
And well, that's the thing. It's like sounds cool, right?
Right.
I don't have a ticket, and Alec and I did not anticipate a music festival the same time that we're going to be there.
Dude, it's like when Billy and I went to go see the OCs in Austin, and we got there, and they're like, "Why is there's so many people in the streets?" And it was like ACL weekend. I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, not prepared for this. So if you got any cool restaurant or show recommendations, we're going to be doing something Thursday night, and then Friday, all of Friday, we're just fucking around in New Orleans. So yeah, that's
Sounds
it.
like a blast.
Yep.
Cool.
Until next time, Watch Online by Brad Paisley on repeat. We'll talk about it next week with our guest, David Hess.
Ooh, fuck yeah.
And also support your local Cougs. Go Cougs.
Hell
They're
yeah.
in the Sweet
No.
16.
They fucked me, so I don't support them.
Oh, were they?
On this show, we do not support the U of H Cougars.
I still do.
Ah!